Hi, it's that time of year again. Here in Tewkesbury, I'm surrounded by water, and if you Google Tewkesbury floods, you will see what I mean if you have a look at some of the images. So it's very, very wet. It's been raining for a few weeks now, more or less. And it's the time of year where I idly browse eBay and buy cheap gadgets to check them out. And my latest thing here is actually, I'm quite interested to see whether this works or not. Because this little dongle I bought here is meant to give me Airplay compatibility. And it's called a Mirascreen or Mirascreen. Cast anything to the big screen. So in theory, we've just had the Rugby World Cup here, and some of the games, or it was in Japan rather, some of the games I was watching on ITV Player on the iPad, and while I was watching them I was thinking, wow, wouldn't it be nice to be able to cast this to the TV, big screen TV. And I couldn't. I have vaguely sort of thought about looking into whether Google Fire Sticks or some of the things that Google do would give me that capability. But as I say, as I was browsing eBay, this came up, and it plugs into the HDMI port. So on the back it says, hoiks his glasses up. Device that projects the smartphone mid-notebook content to another screen through the wireless connection under the DLNA, Miracast and Airplay standards. It allows you to extend the performance of your TV projector monitor that has HD input, offering video transmission, live camera, photo viewer, and many more. Now it cost, and there's a diagram of the setup. It looks like it needs plugging in, which is a bit of a problem. There's the setup of, there's your setup. Here's this information here. Yeah, it plugs into the HDMI port. I paid 12 quid for this, so again, it's another experience. I paid 12 quid because it was UK stock. You can get them for 7 quid on eBay, but those are in China, so you've got the wait, or, occasionally it's happened to me, the thing hasn't turned up. Sometimes it's been remarkably quick, quicker than if it had been, almost as quick as if it had been posted in the UK. But there we go. Right, now let's have a look and see what we've got in here. I should say I'm right at the edge of my technological knowledge here. I've never had an Apple TV because I just wouldn't use it. There's no way I could justify the cost. I hardly watch TV at all these days, apart from Parliament TV, because of all the political hoo-has that are going on in the UK, and occasionally when the rugby's on BBC. Occasionally, when the rugby is on, not necessarily the BBC. Sorry, I was getting confused. I just paid my licence and was thinking what a rip-off it was. In this country, you have to pay 150 quid a year to have a TV, basically. Right, let's have a look. Open up. Quite neatly packaged. Mirascreen. Here's your little instruction booklet, obviously. That's not very helpful. Have a look at the other side. Yeah, here we go. Right, here are the instructions. So if you want to read them, pause this video at the relevant spot. I'm going to be using iOS. I might hook up the Mac as well. There's more. Did you get that page? Set up Windows 8.1. Set up your Mirascreen. It's quite a long Oh, you can update it as well. Right, it's quite a long instruction leaflet this, although it does cover the Mac, iOS, Windows computer and Android. So what I'm going to do is go off now, fiddle with it and try and get the bloody thing going. And if I succeed, I'll film, I'll try and film how I set it up. Okay? See you in a sec. Whoops, I didn't show you what came in the box, did I? Right, this is your dongle with... Oh, that's not HDMI, is it? I don't know. Well, there's a USB, and that looks like mini USB to me. Oh, right, that's the cord. Right, this is the dongle. Right, HDMI. And this, fits into the end there. And then you got this thing, which I think is the wireless bit, the USB port. Man, this is much more complicated than I was hoping. Right, okay, I'm off. Try and get it set up and try and make sense of all this. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, I've got it set up round, this is how I've got it set up round the back. Sorry, it isn't very clear, so I'm using a torch to point it out. There, the big thing is the adapter. There's a USB cable that goes off it. Now the USB ports on this TV are meant to be powered. It says plug it into a USB adapter, but as far as I understand it, the TV does give off the 5V. These are powered USBs. And there, down there, is the actual wireless dongle. I've got this on the floor at the moment to film this, and I shall be putting that out sort of under the TV in the front, and then it has good direct line to my Wi-Fi router. So fingers crossed, particularly as far as the power coming through the USB. It might be only one of these USB ports is powered, but we'll have to see. Still, I'm going to set it up and give it a go. What else can you do? Right, well that went well. So far so good. I've got this screen up and the instructions say follow the on-screen instructions to set up the Mirascreen, which presumably involves entering, password for my Wi-Fi and what have you. Okay, so that's step 2. So obviously that USB port was powered, which is great. Right, I then got slightly confused because this message was at the bottom of the screen. And it was in fact working, so ignore that. My USB port was in fact powered, and that got me a bit distracted for a second. Right, and I should just point out, another problem I came across was that there's a button on the top of this device that you have to press to swap it between iOS and Android. And the way my HDMI ports are, that button was flush against the back of the TV. So I couldn't reach it. So the only way I could press that button was to slide a blade between the back of the TV and that button. There are designs of these things I've seen where the button is on the side, which if you've got HDMI ports the same way around as mine, you might want to consider. Right, the next thing you do is go into your Wi-Fi settings and connect to the Mirascreen. Right, and this is the stage where I actually had to resort to a sandwich and the Mirascreen YouTube channel, because the instructions don't mention the next step. What you got to do is fire up Safari, go to 192.168.203.1 and then configure these settings here, and it'll ask you for if you tap on internet, for instance, it'll ask you for password for your main router and what have you. And then, once you've filled in all this section, the next thing to do is fire up screen mirroring on the iPad. Well, I was using an iPad for this. Right, I've got to film this bit rather crudely with the iPhone because it won't let me film the screen on the iPad while I'm using the widget in the top right hand corner. So what you do is you then go to your iPad, whatever device it is that you want to connect, pull down your ding dong here, hit screen mirroring, Mirascreen comes up, tap on that, wait for it to connect, there we are, connected. Okay, and now anything I play, this screen will now be mirrored on the TV, and I can start up things like YouTube and mirror it on the TV. It will mirror on the TV, and you can do it full screen and what have you. What doesn't work is what I was hoping to use it for, which is ITV Hub. You just get a message saying this movie is showing on the TV. But I haven't started a movie in ITV Hub, you know. It doesn't work. So I'm struggling to think of a use for it. Because I got YouTube on the TV anyway, built in. I suppose it could be quite good if I downloaded a movie and then I could just stream it straight to the TV using this system. That'd be fine. I'm not the world's greatest movie watcher, but there we go. Well, there it is. It's all set up if I need it. Also, I mean, I can do things like browse photos and what have you on the big screen if I wanted to. It's another thing, and it only costs 12 quid. I do wish I'd done the 7 quid one because I can't see it being all that useful, but there we go. And that's it. That's how you set it up. That's the deal. So if you need it, I'd check out your HDMI ports first, though, to check whether you need a button on the side or not. And the setup was pretty... It was... to be honest, it wasn't the easiest in the world. I mean, I did get quite frustrated, and I had to go and check out the YouTube channel and, you know, stop because my brain got into a fuzz and... had a sandwich to sort of think clearly again, and then go and look at the YouTube channel, and you find the link to below the video to the latest iOS setup, and that includes the stuff you've got to do with Safari. And that's it. Okay, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks very much for watching. Please hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.